This is an area in Ano Town known as Kusawa. Kusawa is quite famous because of the Yao Bikuni legend. I'd be surprised if there was anyone who hasn't heard of it. I'm sorry to say I've never heard of it. Wait, really? Come on now, don't act so shocked. You can't expect me to know every little thing, and besides, I'm not even from this country. Fair enough. The very reason I requested you to be my guide was so you could teach me about things like this. I guess that's true. Okay, I understand. I'll be counting on your explanations. The legend of Yao Bikuni originated here in Kusawa, Ano Town. Long, long ago, a 17-year... Oh! Uy! Si Sato! Kwento ni Sato! Long, long ago, a 17-year-old girl named Osato lived in this village. She unknowingly ingested the meat of a mermaid that was served during a village gathering and became immortal. After subsequently being persecuted by the other villagers, she became a nun and made a pilgrimage around the entire country. At the end of the story, she eventually returned to this village and lived out the rest of her very long life. Pero siya si Sato! Huh. Tales told in other parts of the country play out in almost exactly the same fashion. Yeah, I guess that's true. So siya yon. Siya si Sato. So siya si Yao Bikuni. The legend of Yao Bikuni. The girl who ate the flesh of a mermaid and lived for 800 years has been passed down all over Japan. Not only here in Mie Prefecture's Ano Town, but in Fukui, Aichi, and Gifu prefectures as well. In total, the story has been found in 121 locations in 28 prefectures throughout the country. Or at least that's what certain research has indicated. Doesn't that seem like a lot? Were there really that many different Yao Bikunis out there? Obviously, not all of the legends can be true, but I actually have a theory on the subject. Would you like to hear it? By all means. Most of the legends refer to a woman who stopped aging and lived for 800 years after consuming the meat of a mermaid. At that point, because others would find it strange that she hasn't getting any older, she wasn't able to live a normal society anymore. I suppose that would be natural. It would explain why she withdrew from the world and became a nun. Exactly. And that's how she got the name Yao Bikuni, the 800-year-old Bikuni nun. With 800 years on her hand, she could have easily made the pilgrimage around the entire country. How interesting. Buddhist priests are known for trekking throughout the land as a form of ascetic training. And if we consider the 121 locations where the legend was found, 800 years to spare, she could have spent 6 years in each location. 6 years would certainly be enough time for her to make a name for herself in each every location, right? Ho ho, oh my dear. I believe I see what you're getting this at. Well, it might be much to say that all of them are the same. They may have been a few different people. Okay? But it's more convincing than the theory that there were 121 people. I also think the Yao Bikuni of Wakasa province is most likely the origin of the legend. I wonder, don't all of the different instances of the story throughout Japan also claim that particular location as her place of final rest? That may be true, but I assume that each of those different places wanted to have a grave or some other tangible marker to base the legend on. Mama, yes! But would so many people that are purported to have lived for 800 years all die at around the same time? It seems pretty unlikely. That sort of thing happens all the time. Legends are always mixture of truth and fantasy. Moreover, it doesn't make sense that every single immortal would decide to become a nun. There were likely some places that simply believe Yao Bikoni was the term of an immortal. Rather than a nun, for all we know, she said, Ama be none of that, and became an Ama diver. Putaragis! Badam! That's actually pretty insightful. Many legends are based on simple semantic misunderstanding. Now, wait just a minute. I won't stand here and let my dumb joke actually become a salient point of discussion. Then let's drop it then. But still, if one were to somehow live for 800 years, a person that became immortal after the Kamakura period could still be alive today. True. And if so, I'd love to sit them down for a long chat. So, where are we going? Can Kusawa's legend of Yao Bikuni really be true? There must be falsehood and fictions mixed into the tale, surely. Who knows? Ise province isn't that far from Wakasa province after all. She may have simply walked here from there. The fact that the stories from each different area are so similar does make me wonder if they didn't get mixed together somehow. Ah, you think the legend may be an amalgamation of stories from various locations? Exactly. But then again, the immortal in the story from this location has her own name, which gives the legend a certain very similitude. Wow. Wow, what a word. Indeed, it does. I guess we can assume that the girl with that name really did live here long ago. Then something must have happened to make the people believe she had become immortal. It's reasonable to assume her story then got mixed with various legends of Yao Bikuni from around the country before being passed down. Of course, the exact timing of these events is still unclear, but does that present an interesting possibility? She could have very well still be living in this village. Wouldn't that be compelling development? Leave it to an occult writer to think up something like that. That's right. You're seeing the prodigious imaginative power of a fantasy author in action. Yes, it is. Really something. But the fact of the matter is that almost no traces of Yao Bikoni remain in this village. Even her grave, which is referred to the Lady Yao's tomb, has never been located. But then, did we come all this way for nothing?